So welcome everyone to the 2025 energy forecast. Whether you're here with me live or catching the replay, I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude for being here, being a part of this community, and for contributing energetically to this live channeled broadcast today. So I will be working with a spiritual support team. My support team is here, has been with me all morning, and I'm calling in your spiritual support team as well. Rest assured that I am only asking for those that are here for the highest good to be in this space. So many of your ancestors will be attending today, which I'm really excited about, expanding my network here. Today is all about tuning into 2025 and that universal 9 energy year. So we're going to discuss at depths the invitation for 2025. We're going to talk a little bit about your personal year and how you can calculate that and as how that translates into this universal 9 energy year. We're also going to be looking at strategies, particularly soulful strategies for life and business that will support you to align with that universal 9 energy, and also some predictions, some things that we can expect. This forecast is all about giving you the inside scoop, basically looking at a crystal ball into the future. It's not a perfect crystal ball, but it does give us some information to support us to plan and prepare for what's to come. But before I dive into all of this, I have some amazing things that I want to share with you. So by being a part of this, you are now entered into a contest. So I'm giving away 10 prizes, 1 spot in the Numerology of Business Collective for an entire year. I'm giving away 2 spots in the Numerology of Business upcoming workshop called The Year, which is about energetics and strategy for 2025. I'm giving away 3 personal voice recorded energetic forecasts and also 4 copies of the digital Soulful planner. And it's really easy for you to enter at any point in time, either during this live broadcast or after. Take a photo of myself sharing this or video, share your insights, let people know what's really landing and resonating for you. Make sure that you tag me on socials, Anne-Marie McKenzie 13, to make sure that I see that you're actually doing this. And for those who post on socials and share, and if you can share the link as well, because the replay will be available, that would be absolutely fantastic. And that's what's going to get you entered into the draw. So first and foremost, everybody has 1 entry into the draw because you're here, because you've signed up. And then if you want additional entries, it's about sharing the love and sharing the magic, which I would greatly appreciate. Very generous. Yes, 9 energy, generosity. Okay. The theme for 2025, this universal 9 energy year, is rise from the shadows and lead with light. A new dawn is upon us. Ugh. Ugh. I absolutely love this divine download that dropped in to connect us to the energetics of that number. Before we go into 6th gear, for those of you who are new to my world, I just want to introduce myself. Anne-Marie McKenzie, soulful strategist. I'm a professional numerologist, psychic spiritual teacher, and heart conscious leader. I've been doing this for some time now. I started this business about 10 years ago as a side hustle after I lost my mother to cancer. It really was this awakening for me, a remembering of who it is that I am and what it is that I'm here to do and who it is that I am here to serve. When I witnessed and experienced my mother's soul essence carry on after she passed away, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I was meant for something more and I was meant for something greater. Truth be told, I've been a psychic since I was a child, and that's not the first time that I witnessed somebody passing. The first time was the evening before my 6th birthday, and it was somebody that I loved who is near and dear to my heart. And Pete is a part of my spiritual support team along with my mother. He was her soulmate. And that was probably that first initiation that I had into the metaphysical world. But in 2014, it really lit a fire under my ass to stop playing small, to actually live to my fullest potential. And a lot of that drive at the time was this worry that my mother didn't have an opportunity to live up to her full potential. I do realize now that part of her purpose was to awaken me to mine. And for that, I am forever grateful. What's been really interesting, once I started integrating numerology into my business, when I first started out, I focused on heart intelligence. That was my niche. And I introduced everybody to heart intelligence. I did women's circles. I worked with youth. I worked with couples. I worked with just men. Sometimes I worked one-to-one. I mostly gathered people in circles and workshops and retreats. But once numerology came online for me, that amplified everything. My intuition and my psychic gifts were on fire. The clarity, the vision, the purpose, I had no doubt. What really hit home for me and tugged my heartstrings was to realize that my soulmate client code was the Four of Hearts, and my mother's sun card is the Four of Hearts. I literally built this business after losing her, and so much of what I do today is because of her. So to see that beautiful spiritual connection literally written in the stars, it still brings tears to my eyes to this day. It is why I do what it is that I do. It is why I'm here to be of service to you. I want to make sure that your soul awakens to your full potential in this lifetime, that you fully understand your purpose, that you know what you came here to do, the lessons that you chose to learn, and the soulmates that you are meant to connect with. My energetic code, I'm a ruling number 3. I'm a heart conscious leadership style of 11. My sun card is a 7 of clubs. And as I said, my soulmate client card is a 4 of hearts. I have the arrow of the planner. I have the arrow of frustration. And I also have the arrow of activity. And a lot of this might be like, what are you talking about? My top strengths based on my energetic code. Number 1 is strategy and planning. 111, as I said that. Yes, we are amplifying that. I don't want to do anything unless I have that big, higher perspective, that vision, and then I need to strategize and plan. And this is what I do really well for my soulmate clients as well. Creativity and manifesting. Really owning that manifestation is one of my gifts, has been such a blessing. Conscious communication, which includes soulful selling, is also one of my top strengths because of my energetic code. I'm a community builder, and I sprinkle in a lot of spiritual wisdom and insights. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I definitely drop F-bombs. So if you are listening to this and you have kids around, I highly recommend that you use earphones just in case. Authenticity, integrity are some of my top strengths, and the heart compass of my business and my life. I am, you are, we are luminously rooted in abundance, deep, authentic, creative connections, and kind of a big deal. This is my intention for being here today. This is how I want to feel. This is how I want you to feel and the world to feel as well. So let's do a numerology crash course. I want to hear in the chat who is brand new to numerology and doesn't know anything. Just say newbie in the chat if that is you. Numerology came online for me in a very unexpected way about 4 years ago now. A friend of mine had recommended this free 3-day course. And when I dove into it, I thought I was learning about numbers, but it was more from the physical realm. I was really focused on getting clear on my abundance. 2020 had happened. As I said before, I was building my business in-person community, connections, and I was forced and shift to move online. And that definitely impacted my business. So I thought I was showing up to learn about numbers from a business perspective, and it was a numerology course. When the insights were dropping in about the energetics of numbers, for me, it was remembering. For me, it was very familiar, and it came very easily. What I love about numerology is its simplicity and complexity. The beautiful thing is, we've all worked with numbers since we were children, right? That's one of the first things that we learned, was how to count and how to play with numbers. Numerology is one of the most ancient practices on the planet, rooted in math and science. Some will say it's dated back about 3,000 years. In intuitive numerology, which is what I practice, which is a combination of a variety of different types of numerology, my belief system is that numerology began in Atlantean time. So we are looking at 10,000 years old. From Atlantis, it spread throughout the world, definitely moving to Egypt. A guy, you might remember him from high school, Pythagoras. He walked from Greece to Egypt. The Egyptians taught them what they knew about numerology, and he was one of the first that created a school that women were allowed to attend, which was massive, especially for Egypt 3,000 years ago. And with Pythagoras and his students, they were able to decode the universe. They were able to understand the predictive patterns and cycles of Earth. Our souls chose to come here. We're here, Earth School. We also have an energetic code as well, based on our birthday. We chose to incarnate on a particular day, in some modalities, time. When we move into astronumerology, the time can be important. And because of that, we have chosen particular gifts, strengths, blessings, challenges, lessons, and spiritual assignments based on our energetic code. So the beautiful thing is, this is why I call numerology and these forecasts a little bit of a crystal ball, is because when we start to understand these predictive patterns and cycles, we begin to understand ourselves and the universe at a much higher level. The clarity, the confidence, the ease starts to show up online because we can see our worth. We can see our value. We can see the medicine that we are here to provide for our soulmate clients. And we can see that we are the perfect match for them, to support them, to be of service to them. Let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you. Now, today we're going to focus on universal energy and a touch of personal year energy as well. We are now moving into the universal 9 energy, which is the end of a manifestation cycle. So when you think about it, the last time that we experienced this energy was in 2016. Isn't that absolutely mind-blowing to think about? I know when I look back at myself in 2016, I was a very different person compared to who I am today. And 2017 was that one energy and the beginning of a new manifestation cycle. So I want you to just pause for a moment and reflect on who you were in 2016 and what happened for you in 2017. Maybe what new goals or what new intentions or what purpose came online for you back in 2017. There's a lot that has happened in this 9-year manifestation cycle. When we look at universal year energy, we are working with a cycle of 1 to 9. 1 to 9 is the numbers for a manifestation cycle. So everything is coming to completion. This is a year of transformation for many people. There is a higher level of authenticity that is coming to Earth School. our emotions, our feelings, the intelligence of our heart. This is also a vibration and a frequency that we can tune into and we can tap into. And there will be this big call for us to be of service to humanity. When we think about that manifestation cycle, the 9 has walked the path of all other numbers before it. So it's highly intuitive, very intelligent, sees things from a much higher perspective, and is able to cast a vision for the future. There's some things that we need to do with that 9 energy in order to be able to gain clarity to cast that vision and tap into that vision. And with my help today and everything that I'm going to share, I'm going to make it really easy for you. The amazing thing about 2025 being a universal 9 energy year is that the quarterly energy is going to easily align with ascension. And what I mean by that, because in math, anytime 9 is a part of the equation, it's going to reflect back whatever number it's working with. So for example, 9 plus 7 will equal 16, but 1 plus 6 is 7. So we're still working with the 7 energy. We just remove the 9, it's going to be 7. So in January, the first month of the year, we're looking at a universal 1 energy month. February, second month, 2. March, 3. So the first quarter, we're working with ascension energy. We get to tune into the beginning of a manifestation cycle from that monthly energetic of 1 energy and set new goals, new intentions, begin a manifestation cycle. The second quarter, we're elevating that with 4, 5, 6 energy. The third quarter will be 7, 8, 9. And then October, November, December next year, we will begin a new manifestation cycle within that 9 energy. Is that landing and making sense? So it gets to play out in a step-by-step energetic way. And not all years perform like that. For example, we're in December of 2024, this universal 8 energy year, but we're in a 2 energy month. Then in January, instead of going to 3 energy for the month, we're shifting back to 1. So it's going to be a really incredible year for power, potency, and amplification. So that's why I think that this energetic forecast might be even more special than last year's or the year prior. So let's talk about the 9 energy. What does the 9 energy mean? And if there's other numerologists on the call, please don't hesitate to share your thoughts and ideas in the chat, as well as how you explain numerology and the vibration of 9 energy. So one thing that's important to remember for all of you who are new to numerology is that numbers are on a spectrum of vibration and frequency, just like everything on Earth. There's going to be a disempowered, lower, disembodied vibration or frequency, and this isn't to be judged. This isn't to be looked down upon. It just is. And that spectrum moves to a much higher vibrational state. So at any point, you can be tuning in and tapping into any aspect of this energy from a low vibration or a high vibration and move about that spectrum as you see fit. One of the things that I want everybody to take away from this call is that in 2025, you have a choice. You can choose how you play with the energies this year. You can choose where you hang out on that spectrum. And I will remind you, because this is the energy of 9, you have everything that you need, everything that you possibly need to rise from the shadows and lead with light. And remember that a new dawn is upon us. It is all within you. You need only call upon it. Pause. Slow down, stay present in the moment, and you will remember this. So this 9 energy when we're hanging out with the embodied side of this energy. It is very high vibrational in the sense that it sees things from a much higher perspective. It is the number that connects us to visioning. I love vision casting. I love introducing people to creating soulful strategies in business because I have 2 9s in my energetic code and my moon card is a 9 of hearts. This comes very easily to me. The 9 energy is able to see things from the bigger picture perspective. It sees the forest amongst the trees. I thought everybody could do this. I didn't realize that that is not a gift of everybody. But in this universal 9 energy year, you'll be able to tap into this energy as well. 9 is about enlightenment, is about awakening, spiritual growth, transformations, moving forward, letting go, releasing, canceling, clearing, moving forward, higher standards, cord cutting, nourishment, and self-care. When you hear that list, was there one word that really stood out for you, that you're very much interested in tuning into? When you think and feel about this 9 energy and that high vibration, what is your call in this moment to connect to tune into? Transformation, moving forward. It's about endings and completion. Letting go, all of them. Yes, I love that. Absolutely all of them. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. Evolution. High standards, self-care, moving forward. Love it. Self-care and transformation. Yes, there's a big call for rest and nourishment. We're all feeling this at the end of 2024, and we're going to carry that into 2025 with it. Sacred rest. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. So let's look at the disempowered side of the 9 energy. I laugh about this. Number 1, high standards. Isn't that a part of the higher empowered state? Yes, but I feel it's also a part of the lower vibration of 9 as well. Sometimes those high standards show up as being judgmental, critical. There's martyrdom energy that can show up, or, hanging out in victim consciousness because of it. This poor me energy. Scarcity is a part of that 9 energy on the low vibration. Feeling exhausted, burnt out, overthinking because it hangs out in that mental plane. Perfectionism. Whoa, big, big theme. Many of us will be invited to let go of our perfectionism and the tendency to hold back because we want everything to be perfect. 2025 will be a portal for us to clear those energetic blocks so we can move forward. And energetic constipation. This is a new term that has come online for me, and I absolutely love it. It's literally what happens when we refuse to let go, allow things to die, complete things, or move on and move forward. When we're holding on too tightly, especially for the wrong reasons, the low vibration of the 9 energy will literally give us energetic constipation, will not allow us to move past our energetic blocks or get out of our own way. I'm not saying that it's impossible. What I'm saying is the antidote, if you're experiencing energetic constipation, is to take a hard look at, what is it that I am meant to release? What is it that I'm holding on to that is no longer in alignment with my highest potential? If I'm stepping into a more authentic version of myself, if I am choosing to rise from the shadows and lead with light, What am I saying yes to still that is holding me back? And what will you do to allow pieces of yourself to end, to die, to be put to rest? It can be hard and it can be tricky, but again, I'll remind you, you have everything that you need, especially with that 9 energy. 9 energy always has everything that it needs. It is extremely resourceful energy. So when you hear that list of the not so great aspects of 9 energy that might show up, what is speaking to you today? What can you feel is matching your vibration or frequency in terms of that disembodied, disempowered side of 9? Everything. Fair enough. Sometimes it is that. Sometimes it gets to be both. It's like I connect to all of that low vibe energy, but I also can connect to all of the high vibrational energy as well. Perfectionism. I'm sitting like a lump of blah. That's energetic constipation. Scarcity, exhaustion, energetic constipation. This energy will be a good opportunity to let go of some of the negative influences we tend to allow. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. Feeling so stuck, immobilized by perfection and fear, perfectionism and fear. For anybody who has 9 energy in their chart, which is all of you, were born in the 1900s. Every time I say that, I feel like we're ancient. We're in medieval times here. If you have another 9 somewhere in your chart, for example, if you're born on the 9th or the 19th or the 29th, or maybe you're born in September, or maybe you're born in 1989, you're going to feel a lot of this 9 energy as well. And you're going to know how to play within that full spectrum of the 9 energy. I came in exactly when I needed to hear something, that I have the resources that I already need. Yeah. Some people are saying yes to having that 9 energy. Ruling number 9, 1979, born in September. So you're cluing into all of this. Now, what does all of this look like in terms of your personal year? Because this is the universal energy that we're all going to be experiencing in the collective. And how this is going to support you is not only give you that higher perspective, give you that vision for what everybody is going to experience, which is also giving you the inside scoop in terms of what challenges your soulmate clients are going to experience, so you can speak directly to them when you're creating and crafting your content. But then there's another layer. There's your personal year energy that's coming online as well. So in 2025, what you're doing is adding your month, your day, and 2025 as individual numbers, and then you're reducing it down to a number between 1 to 9. So for example, if you were born September 1st, 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. So that's going to move into 1 energy if I calculated correctly. So add up your month, your day, your year. For those of you on the replay, hit pause, add up your personal year, and then pop it in the chat what you're playing with. I was very fortunate in this universal 8 year. I'm playing with 4 energy, and I always see 8 as double 4s because of those 2 concentric circles or the infinity symbol. Moving into 2025, I'm working with a personal year 5 and 9 energy. So this is going to have an influence. Again, there's the outer world and our internal world, the external and the internal. If your personal year is a 1, you are also working with forging a new path, setting new intentions, starting something new. It's going to be this beautiful experience of feeling like a washing machine. Like I just took 3 steps forward and I feel like I took 2 steps back. That's okay. That is what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be playing in that realm of new experiences. And when you step into something new, you're going to be reminded that you have to make space for what's to come. So you'll move back into that 9 energy to cancel, clear, delete, release, let go, so you can move forward into what's next. So everything that you're experiencing in your personal year, remember that the 9 energy is going to support you in this. If you are working with 2 energy as a personal year, your focus is community, connections, partnerships, increasing your intuition, being the bridge from old problems to new solutions. This energy is bringing the cosmos to Earth. The 3 energy is all about creative expansion. In a personal year 3, you are focusing on manifesting like a badass. So again, your ideas, your intentions, they're going to amplify. The personal year 4 is about systems, structure, organization, and calling in all the resources to solve that problem. I love 4 energy, especially in business, because 4 energy sees opportunities rather than challenges. If you're playing in 5 energy, I always giggle. I feel like 5 is very fuck around and find out, because 5 loves freedom. 5 doesn't like to be told what to do. 5 is a carrier of wisdom, maybe a hoarder of wisdom. So you're going to want to be a sponge for new ideas, for new inspiration. And that 5 energy, more importantly, is going to evoke massive change, especially working with the 9. I'm excited and I'm a little scared, I have to admit, but it's all going to be for my highest good, which is for the greater good of the collective. If you're working with a universal personal year 6, not universal, it's about balance, harmony, peace. You are going to feel like it is time for you to come home to your true purpose, come home to the essence of who it is that you truly are. And again, the 9 energy is going to support you in that. 7, buckle up. The 7 energy loves to take action. It's very intentional. It wants to be extremely purposeful. It will not say yes to something that does not have a deeper meaning. The 7 and the 9 together, there's going to be a lot of pulling back energy. So think about having a bow and arrow, and it's that you're drawing the bow. The 7 and 9 is going to work really well together to aim to exactly where it is that you want to go. The 8 energy of personal year 8 and 9 working together is about devotion, commitment, mastery. Again, the 9 is going to help you say no to everything that's getting in your way of being the best possible version of yourself. And if you have a personal year 9, was there anybody in the chat that's moving into a personal year 9? Hold your tits. I don't know what else to say. Tammy, hold your tits. You're in for a ride. It's a good ride, but there's a lot of change that's coming your way. And you have a choice. You can choose to consciously be a part of that change. You can choose to allow things to come to completion, to allow things to end, to release and let them go, or the universe is going to do it for you. And I know in my own personal energetic code that I like to have control of things. I mean, the universe laughs at me sometimes at my plans and my backup plans for my backup plans and keeps reminding me to be flexible. But we do have that option. We can choose to play with that energy. We can choose to bring in a higher level of awareness. And in that higher level of awareness, accept the situation and the experiences for what they are, and the spiritual assignments and the lessons that we chose in this lifetime to overcome, to experience, to learn. And then we can consciously contribute to that outcome. Tits held. Glad to hear it. Hold on to those tatas. Yes. My birth year, personal 8, but I think I'm a 7 for this year, month day for 2025. Save that for the Q&A at the end. I can support you with that. Again, it's the month, the day plus 2025, and we're adding them up as individual numbers. Okay, so let's come back to that high level, the universal 9 energy. We're rising from the shadows to lead with light. A new dawn is upon us. What does this all mean? There's a brilliant quote by one of my favorite actors, Jim Carrey. Jim said, "I feel that we are all lighthouses, and my job is to shine incredibly bright as I can in the darkness." The 9 energy is a lighthouse. The 9 energy wants to be a beacon of light. It wants to be a safe harbor in the storm. This energy is about resiliency. And just when you think you can't hold on any longer, just when you think that you are absolutely done, there's going to be this new opportunity for you to cultivate higher levels of energy, higher levels of source connection, higher levels of abundance. Because remember, in 2024, we were reclaiming the power of abundance. So we're bringing that energy into 2025. You have everything that you need. And when you're unsure if you have everything that you need, remember that 9 is a highly intuitive number. Tune into your own personal intuition. Have a conversation with your spiritual support team. Meditate. Pray. Connect to Source, God, Goddess, all that is. You have a galactic soul family. They're always there waiting for you. We just have to ask for help. We're terrible as humans at asking for help. Sometimes the 9 energy does it. I got this. I can do it on my own. Don't tell me what to do, energy, right? But ask for the help that you need, because cycles are ending. As a spiritual entrepreneur, this is beautiful. There's a new paradigm that is birthing in business. It's been on the rise since 2020, and it's going to escalate in 2026. This is a good thing. Again, we are cleaning and clearing out all of that debris that is no longer serving us, that is no longer in alignment with who it is that we truly are. What's really amazing is that this universal 9 energy year is also aligning with the year of the snake. And so I can't help but think, again, hold on to your tatas. Holy shit. It's just, there's just so much like, I'm done. There's so much, I'm just fucking done energy that's happening. The snake is all about shedding. The snake is all about transformation. The snake is also all about renewal. So again, there's an amplification that is happening of all of this energy. So this is an initiation. 2025 is an initiation for you to step into your higher purpose, to remove old identities, to let go of values that just aren't serving you anymore, or values that you've been holding on to that are still attracting the wrong people into your life. To let go of dreams and ideas and intentions that just don't make sense with who it is that you are anymore, because you're remembering who it is that you truly are. Karmic patterns are going to come to a close. Now, there's always going to be this feeling of, when have I felt like this before? When have I felt like this before? When have I felt like this before? There's always going to be these experiences that we step into that are very familiar, that sometimes we go, I've already done this work. Why is this coming up again? And I want you to remember that it's not a sword that you're pulling out of your back. that it's a sliver that's left. You are a heart conscious leader. As heart conscious leaders, we are always asking, what is left in my heart that wants to be healed so I can step into a higher level of purpose, so I can step into being of service for humanity, so I can understand that that's what's best for me is what's best for the collective. It's not a sword, it's just a sliver. It's going to come back around. Now, the reason for that is that 8 energy that we've been working with in 2024 is a mirror. We cannot really fully understand the 9 unless we look at the 8. The 8 is a mirror. The 8 is representing for us in 2024 duality, polarization. It is showing us how to traverse both sides. It is showing us how to find the elusive balance between hustle and flow, between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, how to go into the darkness so we can step into higher levels of light, but not just getting stuck in the loop of the infinity symbol, but rising up with every new spiritual assignment and every new lesson that we have learned. It's going to mirror for us aspects of ourselves, again, that are no longer serving. That 8 energy is bringing it to the 9 and is saying, I've done my work. Here you go. Now, the 9 is still mirror energy. Remember, I said earlier that anytime we are adding in that 9 energy with another number, it's just going to reflect back to itself that other number. But the mirror of the 9 is different. It is not the mirror of duality or polarization. It is the mirror of our heart's desires. And you're being invited to step beyond that mirror. Look at it. Take a good, hard look at yourself. Listen to the call of your heart. Understand who it is that you are. Dive into your energetic code. Know your purpose, your meaning. Figure out the problems that you solve for other people. Really, truly see that. And then go beyond the mirror. This reminded me when this dropped in, when this divine download came in, I thought of that moment in Harry Potter when Harry is standing in front of the mirror of Eurydice. I might be saying it wrong. And he asked Dumbledore why he was able to see his parents in the mirror. And Dumbledore reminded him or let him know or taught him that this is the mirror of your heart's desires. And so many people had wasted their lives standing in front of that mirror, looking at what they longed for, wishing, hoping for something that sometimes is the impossible. But you're never going to know if the impossible is possible unless you go beyond the mirror. Ugh, doesn't that feel so good? Let me know what's really resonating for you right here, right now. What are you tapping into? What are you tuning into? What's speaking directly to your heart? Very pivotal generational healing unfolding now that my last living grandparent just passed. Looking forward to how that's going to look in 2025. Sending you lots of love. Allowing the help to come in. Beautiful. This is a time for us to take off the masks. We've been taking off masks throughout this 9-year cycle, but there's this like finality that's showing up. And you know exactly what masks you're wearing and why we hold on to them. We're afraid. We're afraid of what it means. Sometimes we're afraid of those consequences. We're afraid of who we're going to lose. But what if, instead of sitting in the fear, we sit in the power of what if I remove this mask and I allow myself to be who it is that I came here to be? What if by removing this mask, I step into a higher level of authenticity, vulnerability, heart conscious leadership, and I start attracting people that see me for who I truly am, who want to see me win, that believe in me, that don't want to knock my crown off. They'll help me adjust it when it's a little bit crooked, or they'll just remind me that I've got a crown on. Before I stepped into this forecast, I got a beautiful message from somebody in my world who's a part of my team and just reminded me, hey, you're a big deal. And you work with people who are a big deal as well. Good luck with this message that you're sharing today. It's going to support a lot of people to really go with the flow with ease in 2025. Looking at how I hold myself back and learn what my heart deeply yearns for, see how I'm stuck, and consider what life could be. That's beautiful. That's beautiful that we get to play in that, right? So much visioning. Now it's time for doing. I'm moving into a personal year 4. So I know that all of the structures, systems, and resources will be available to help me soar. I love that. I absolutely love that for you. So with this comes a higher level of responsibility. Again, let's think about Harry. He had a job to do, and Dumbledore's like, please don't stand in front of the mirror. Like, we've got things going on. And I think it's important for us to remember that Harry Potter, that beautiful story would not exist if it wasn't for Voldemort. Star Wars wouldn't exist without Darth Vader. So when that call to step into a higher level of responsibility shows up, for you to be in integrity, for you to own your truth, to be more authentic, to be more vulnerable, to practice discernment, to rise as a heart conscious leader, I want you to remember that. There's going to be dark times. There's going to be things that happen that are unsavory, that we just plain do not like. But it's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you. This is how we raise the vibration and the frequency of the collective consciousness. This is your purpose. It's an inside scoop. The majority of the readings that I do for people, their number one question is, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? Your job in Earth School, everybody in the collective, is to learn how to transmute energy, period, full stop. How do I take a low vibe, a low frequency, and raise it to that next level? All of us. That's what it means to lead with light. Mindful of this level of empathy. There was like a huge star in my notes. I'm like, everybody needs to be very mindful of this level of empathy, because it can be very draining and it can lead to burnout. We are not meant to be the light all the time. Come back to the lighthouse. Yes, you are a beacon of light, but like a lighthouse, the lighthouse doesn't shine its light all the time. It rotates. That's how it's a beacon. So you are meant to rest. You are meant to nourish yourself. You are meant to practice that sacred pause. Do not forget that. The pursuit of perfectionism in 2025 can also lead to burnout. I know this all too well. This is why I created the Numerology of Business Immersion, that Soulful planner, and why I'm inviting everybody into a workshop in a couple weeks called The Year, where we blend energetics with strategy, because it's about preventing burnout. It's about removing stress and overwhelm, because we're honoring our nervous system first. We are planning for the rest and the nourishment and the self-care first. And we are doing that because if we don't, we're going to block, we're going to move into energetic constipation, and we're going to prevent the creativity and flow that wants to exist in that 9 energy. So this is about having realistic expectations of ourselves and of the people around us in our life, like our family and our friends, and also having realistic expectations of our soulmate clients. Because I'm a 7 of clubs as my sun card, I love taking action. And there are many times where I have to pump the brakes and remind myself, Anne Marie, everyone is on their own path. And their divine timing unfolds as the universe sees fit for that person. It is not up to me to control it. And it is not up to me to push or pull that person to a certain degree because of my personal energy or intentions. That's why you'll rarely, I don't want to say never, but rarely see me show up saying 5-figure months or 7-figure years, because I don't give a shit how much money you make. I really don't. It's going to be different for everybody. What I care about most is that you're walking this path, that you're reaching your full potential, that you're stepping into embodying and integrating your purpose in this lifetime, but you're doing so in a way where you're not so fucking tired all the time, where you're not so exhausted and burnt out. And if you're feeling like that right now, it's the time of year to practice the pause. It is one of the reasons why I don't participate in many of the holiday activities. They are designed on purpose to keep us disconnected with the natural rhythms and flows of the universe. We are meant to be resting. We are meant to be going into the darkness. We're meant to be napping. We're meant to be meditating. We're meant to be praying. I'm not saying don't spend time with the people that you love. But if you're looking at your schedule and it's packed, there's going to be dis-ease in your body. I broke my own rule last year and I traveled and I ended up with bronchitis. Nobody to blame but myself, despite all my supplements, despite all my essential oils, despite my food and nutrition that I focused on, despite all the naps that I took, despite focusing on 8 to 9 hours sleep. The universe was like, nice try. You knew you should have kept your ass at home. Pause to pivot. I agree. Yes, this is hibernation season for sure. So pause and integrate the lessons. This is the time for us to practice that sacred pause and integrate rather than just like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? And the reason for this is, again, 9 energy has walked the path of all the other numbers. It is a time of celebration. It is a time of reflection. So it's about tuning into the wisdom of what we've released and let go of and has died and has come to completion and what karmic cycles have been completed. And it's about letting go with grace, without regret, but with gratitude. Gratitude for all the lessons, for how far you've come. And this is a time to celebrate. To me, I always see 9 energy as graduation day, right? We're like, we did it. Oh my God. Look at all the things that we did in order to get here. And then there's a little bit of like, holy shit, what's next? Pause. Give yourself some space and grace here. Tune into the darkness. Take a nap. I don't know yet. Allow yourself to not know. Because it's in those spaces of tapping into the feminine, that healthy feminine, that's going to support you to move into the healthy masculine instead of the overdoing, over-delivering, people-pleasing energy. You're going to be able to move forward with intention. Oh, so much so far. We're not done yet. We have about 30 minutes to go. I need a drink. Oh, 9 energy. I want to hear so far. Are you excited? So you really, I've given you everything for you to understand what this 9 energy is all about, this frequency and this vibration that we're moving into from the bottom of the spectrum to the top of the spectrum. What are you loving about this 9 energy? I want to hear, what do you love about it? And maybe what do you fear about it? What's worrying you? And then we're going to move into some soulful strategies that will help you continuously move to that higher vibration and that higher frequency. I love the word that Carrie Ann used, rehabilitation. I'm really excited. I've learned so much during this 8-year and looking forward to what's coming based on what I've learned to let go of. Beautiful. The 8 has done its job. Again, it was about reclaiming the power of infinite abundance. There are so many people that have already let go of so much. There are many people that have moved away from communities within this manifestation cycle, moved away, let go of mentors that aren't aligned with their values, canceled courses and programs, laid them to rest. And we're going to see this at a much more rapid pace in 2025. I love how you pointed out the connection to personal years. I thought the 8 energy of this year was just what I needed, but it continues in my personal year, amplified by the 9. Love it. They love working together, right? They're like brothers and sisters because they hang out side by side. It feels like permission to pause and move at my own intentionally inspired pace and also keep moving. Yes. This is an invitation to learn how to receive. 2025 is. So even though it kind of hangs out in this mental plane, we have to be mindful, ensure we're not overthinking things, overanalyzing things. It is this opportunity to still balance that masculine and feminine. Yes, it is about doing, but it's also about receiving and tuning into that flow of reciprocity that the 8 taught us. There are some messages that happen in the spiritual community that really chaps my ass when people are showing up. You just have to learn how to receive. For many people, I don't know how to do that. What? I'm supposed to just like sit here and be? Reciprocity means giving to receive, give to receive, give to receive. So it's not just sitting back and doing nothing. 9 energy represents humanity, represents generosity, represents giving, which is a very feminine energy. But because it hangs out at the end of a manifestation cycle and at the top of the energetic grid, it is also about doing. The 8 was rough for me, but it has taught me that I don't need to hold on to how. I have no control anyways. Now I will remain curious and manifesting some amazing stuff in my 3 personal year. Yeah, 3 is manifesting badass. It reminds us that abundance is our birthright, that 3 energy will. I'm loving stepping beyond the mirror. I've spent the past 8 years facing the mirror. Now I'm ready to spread my light and share my truth. Beautiful. It's both scary and exciting energy. Yeah, it gets to be both. A little bit worried to see which relationships might fall away, but I'm also okay to let go as needed. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so let's move into some of the soulful strategies that are going to support you to align with these energetics. The reason why we want to really focus our energy into specific strategies with the energetics is because that's what creates ease. That's what creates amplification energy. That's how we amplify it, is by choosing to play with it. This is how we communicate with the universe. We communicate via heart intelligence, and we communicate via the numbers as well. This is why we want to know these predictive patterns. This is why we want to understand the energetics of these numbers, because when we learn to play with this, then the universe kind of perks up, leans in and says, oh, Annie's here to play. She got it going on. And then we move into a higher level of consciousness. Instead of being in the level of victim consciousness, which is a low vibe of the 9, or even moving into to me consciousness, where like the universe is happening to me, we move into the for me consciousness, and even higher, we move into that co-creative space, which is one step below recognizing that we are God, Goddess, all that is the universe. But in order for us to really understand that and get there, it's about learning how to collaborate and co-create with the universe. There's a beautiful meme that I saw recently, and I hope I saved it somewhere. The photo was this like entity raising its hand, and then there was this line below was like the universe, and then above this line the fingers were people, and it was earth. So it was showing us how God got us all that is within all of us, and we are an extension of that energy. So some of the soulful strategies, particularly in life, let's hang out in that space first. Honor endings and the sacred pause. Honor endings and the sacred pause. Some of these are going to sound like a reiteration of what I've already said, and that's because they are, because they are so important for us to remember. So celebrate. Be grateful for what has come to pass. See the beauty in it. See the strength and the courage and the confidence that you've gained because of it. The wisdom, how it's amped up your intuitive superpowers, which we all have. We are all psychic. Honor that. Celebrate that. Know how you celebrate yourself and other people. And then practice that sacred pause. 10 times your vision. One of the books that I read in 2024 that has forever changed my life by Dan Sullivan, and I will read it over and over and over again, is 10 times is easier than 2 times. 1000%, I had the thinking that double my clients or double my income or double my offerings. Like I was definitely hanging out in the 2 times energy, but 10 times is actually easier than 2 times. And everything about that book, everything that was said, there was so many like, duh, aha moments where I'm like, of course, this is so simple. It makes a heck of a lot more sense than what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. The reason I'm recommending 10 times is easier than 2 times is because one of the strategies for this year is to 10 times your vision, to really hone in on your divine purpose, to learn how to buy back your time, to connect to your vision in your business. That vision in your business is something that is absolutely impossible. I worked for an agency. Their vision for the agency was to ensure that every child who needs a mentor has a mentor. That's impossible for 3 people to do together. I mean, the organization was much bigger than just us 3, and my team grew to, eventually 6 people. And within our organization in the bigger city, we had about 50 people in total. But that was the vision of the organization. And even though it's an international organization, it's still virtually impossible for them to ensure that every child who needs a mentor has a mentor. In my personal business, again, my vision is to ensure that every soul awakens to their true potential. It's impossible for me to do that all on my own, but I am anchoring into that light. That is what the 10-time vision is all about. How I'm going to go about doing that? Well, I don't know. It's not about trying to control the how. It's about spending time in the why. And that 9 energy will help us do that. Number 3, crank up your intuition. The 9 will support you in kicking your psychic gifts into overdrive. There is nothing like a death to remind you how psychic you are. There is nothing like an ending or something coming to an end or coming to completion, especially the things that we did not choose to help wake you up to your gifts. You are psychic. We are all psychic. We all have these abilities. The 9 energy will support with the claircognizance and the clairvoyance. That's the inner knowing. I just know I have this. It's one of the most annoying ones because you sit in this space for so long, for decades for me, trying to defend yourself, explaining why you know things. I don't do that anymore. I just know. How do I know? I just know. And I don't have to explain that to anybody. Clairvoyance, all seeing. Pay attention to your dreams. My dreams have been on fire lately. I love that I remember my dreams most of the time. You'll have visions. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to what comes into your field of awareness. Rank up your intuition. How else do we do that? Practicing that sacred pause, being present in the moment, and all of those lovely practices that regulate your nervous system, right? Our psychic gifts come in many different forms, right? Through our thoughts, through our feelings, through what we see, our senses, through what we hear, and also through our smell. You will not know if you have cranked up your intuition unless you practice mindfulness and you choose to be present in the moment. Forgiveness. This is a big one for 2025. Forgiveness is an art. Where do you want to start? Learn how to say you're sorry. Take ownership, take responsibility for mistakes that you've made. Own it before anybody else even knows that you have done it. I love the whole Pono prayer, the Hawaiian prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. There are 4 pathways to forgiveness. I give myself permission to forgive you. I give you permission to forgive me. I give you permission to forgive yourself. And I give me permission to forgive myself. Practice the 4 pathways of forgiveness and use that whole prayer. God, that's so fun and such a tongue twister to say. It will serve you very, very well. Also practice energetic hygiene. What does that even mean? This is about learning how to protect our energy, know how to call your energy back, know how to tuck it in. I got really good at this in 2020 when I had to go in public. I was experiencing anxiety attacks, among other things. I could feel everybody's energy. I was picking up that psychic debris. And although it wasn't making me like physically sick, it was making me energetically ill. So I had to learn how to tuck my energy in. This is energetic hygiene 101. Your auric field naturally goes 30 feet. So that means that you can pick up anything 60 feet away and beyond. I can send mine much farther than 30 feet. So when we're hanging out with large groups of people, we need to learn how to pull that back in, because when we don't, we're picking all of that up. And there's some times where we can't help it. So it's up to you to protect that by calling it in, but also practicing self-care, doing cleanses, especially auric cleanses. That looks like swimming in the ocean, using essential oils. I have some perfect blends and mists that I use to like clean my energy. That means getting grounded. I have my feet on an earthing mat. I should get an affiliate link for the amount of grounding mats that have probably been sold in the last couple of weeks because of me. But that is all a part of it. Ground and recharge and limit your digital influences. This is for all of us. And I'm listening to this myself. Stop hanging out on your screen so much. If you have an opportunity to read a real book, choose the real book. If you have an opportunity to actually just completely step away from your phone, do it. Digital hygiene is a part of energetic hygiene as well. Celebrate your milestones. Learn how to celebrate yourself. What does that look like? I have an abundance journal. And I've been writing in it in 2024. For every single month, I'm just tapping into the smallest, littlest ways that abundance shows up in my life to the biggest. And it is so rewarding, again, to just pause and reflect of all the abundance that's in my life. But it's also a great reminder for me that the universe always has my back. Because every time I'm writing down the abundance that came in, it's usually on the tail of something that was not so great. Like, for example, I just took a trip to Mexico and I missed my flight home. That's a long story. And the airline would not let me hop on another flight and made us buy another flight. We did not expect that extra $1,000 or so dollars. We had a budget, a very generous budget, but that was not within the budget. By the time I did get on a plane, I sent a message to someone who had been begging to work with me. I sent them a message. Hey, something's opened up. Would you like to book a few sessions? 5 hours later, when I landed, the person had said yes, and I paid for my flight just like that. So really hone in on, yes, celebrating your milestones. I put myself out there. I created an offer. It's the first time I've launched this. Ugh, only one person signed up. Write that down. Before it was 0. Now you have somebody, and that one person, if they have an amazing experience, is going to tell 7 to 10 people. And before you know it, you'll be selling out those offers. So celebrate every little milestone, small and big. Make generosity a part of your soulful strategy. This is about legacy building. The 9 energy is going to support you in building a legacy. And generosity needs to be a part of that soulful strategy. Now, I'm not saying give more money. I'm not saying give away your time and your energy for free all the time. I'm not saying let energy vampires show up and suck your energy. In fact, I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm inviting you and encouraging you to make generosity a part of your soulful strategy. When you do that, you protect your energy. And this is what I mean. Gift giving season is coming up. Everywhere that we shop, do you want to donate? Do you want to donate? Will you give money to this? Will you give money to that? Will you make a donation here? Will you make a donation there? As empaths and intuitives, this crushes us, right? We want to say yes to everybody and everything. But when we try to be and help everybody and everything, we end up being nobody to everyone. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you understand what I mean. When we have generosity as a part of our strategy, it allows us to set a boundary and say no, but say no with a purpose. That sounds like an amazing charity and a wonderful cause. Typically, that's something I would give to. However, this year I have chosen this charity of choice for my giving, but I'll keep it in mind for next year. In life, I'm sure mamas out there, you guys get bombarded all the time from the schools, from the sports organizations, right? From all of the things that your children do. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do the other thing? When you have a soulful strategy in place for your generosity, it supports you to say no. It supports you to set up a boundary and protect your energy, but reminds you that you have a lot to give and you are giving. And it also supports you to open that portal of reciprocity. Because generosity is a part of your soulful strategy, you will continue to remember that the more you have, the more you can give. So when you're focusing on generosity as a part of your soulful strategy, you're always going to dial into, I want to be able to give more. In order for you to give more, it's about receiving more. You'll notice that in my 10 gifts that I'm giving away, the majority of those gifts do not cause any more energy or time. I'm not losing anything by giving those away. I only have a lot to gain. I already host the collective on a monthly basis. This is going to exist for the entire year. I'm going to let somebody come in for the whole year. I've already created the year. Energetics Meet Strategy for 2025, a workshop in a week. That's going to exist. People are going to sign up. I'm going to gift a couple spots in that. I have the Soulful Planner, the digital Soulful Planner. I've already created it. I've already invested into it. I'm going to give some of that away. The one thing that's going to take me a little bit of time and energy is that personalized forecast. But what I'm offering is insights into that person's personal year. And I need to record those anyways. It would be wonderful if I had a recording of what it means to have a personal year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then anytime anybody stepping into that personal year, hey, Anne-Marie, I'm a personal year 5. What does that mean? Boom, here's the recording. One-time recording, lifetime of giving. Make sense? Let me know if that's landing and resonating. Cultivate interdependence. Guess what's going to die in 2025? Codependency. Ugh. I am so over codependency. I am also so over the narcissistic empath relationship. Can we just let that die? And again, that's by choice. We can be in relationships with other people without losing ourselves, without letting go of pieces of ourselves, without compromising who we are and what it is that we came here to do. Please remember this and don't allow this to happen anymore in 2025. This is the way. This is the way. Interdependence. Being in a relationship with another person while maintaining the essence of who it is that we are, letting the other person be who they are as well. Right? Done. Codependency. So 2016, right? We're going to be like, that was so 2016. Okay. Make space for new beginnings. This is on the heels of cultivate interdependence. I say this all the time. It's funny. I could have a slogan. It's like, build your business and get divorced or find cosmic love. This happens all the time. People come into my world and things come to an end. The amount of people that have got separated or divorced in my world is absolutely mind-boggling. The amount of people that have found cosmic love in my world, this is all connected to the Four of Hearts. The amount of people who have quit their job or have quit a volunteer gig or who have left organizations or communities or networks is through the roof. And the reason for that is I remind them who they are. They remember their purpose, their worth, their value. And then they no longer want to give energy away to people who do not deserve it. Not everybody deserves a piece of you. In order for you to connect to that high level vision and cast it into the future, we have to make space for it. There's so many people, I want cosmic love. What are you doing this weekend? Booked. Never being social, never putting themselves out there. Choosing platforms that aren't aligned with their values, maybe going online. You're not going to find cosmic love if you don't make space for cosmic love. If you're too busy in busy work, you're not going to find soulmate clients. If you don't learn to buy back your time and delegate, focus on the 20, delegate the 80 in your business, you're not going to make space for what's next. 222 as I'm saying that. Make space for new beginnings. So what's happening? Where I'm coming from when I'm looking at these soulful strategies that I'm recommending for you. There's a new awareness that's coming online in 2025. Remember that this is the energy of enlightenment and awakenings. So a new awareness for toxic, unhealthy relationships is coming online. A higher level of awakening is going to happen very quickly because that awareness is there for the toxicity, for the unhealthy relationships, and people are going to release and let that go. So it's like the tethering, right? Cutting of cords, right? The string to the balloon, so the balloon can fly. And that's going to happen quite quickly. There is also going to be an increase level of sensitivity, which in some ways I'm like, oh my gosh, with like the millennials, I'm like, we can't get any more sensitive, but we can. It's a good thing because, again, it's helping us tap into higher levels of empathy, which is connecting us to our intuitive superpowers, which means that higher level or increased sensitivity is also going to support us to lower our tolerance for shit. This is a good thing. Truth is going to come to light, whether people like it or not. So it's a time for you to just own your truth. Again, take those masks off. Be responsible for your choices. Own it. Stand in integrity. Forgive. Let go of the past mistakes. Let the truth come to light. In other aspects, externally, truth is going to come to light because anybody who is not operating from a level of authenticity or integrity is not going to be allowed to get away with it anymore. Not like they used to. Again, because that level of awakening that's happening. And there is going to be a higher level of accountability. In some ways, that's why I'm like, hold your tatas. That higher level of accountability, the universe is going to say, hey, girl or guy, or anything in between, you came here for a reason and you've forgotten that. And so I'm going to give you a cosmic bitch slap so you remember. If you're not taking accountability, the universe isn't going to let you keep playing small. This is part of my story. That little girl, little Annie, who watched that person that she loved when she was only 5 years old, that kicked in my psychic gifts. I held back. I hid those superpowers. I didn't let other people know that I was talking to spirits. I said it was my imaginary friend. I was tuned into the environment way more than any of the other adults. I could smell and see a bullshitter a million miles away. I knew since I was very young when somebody was lying to me, but I hid all of that for fear of not being liked or loved. We're not going to be allowed to do that anymore. What's speaking to you? Let me know in the chat. We're going to move into business, those predictions for business. And I'm going to give you some specific soulful strategies that are going to help you in 2025 to authentically attract more soulmate clients, therefore call in higher levels of abundance, and therefore be able to generously give more. To codependency, yes. I no longer say amen because that is something that was created by the same people that created the Gregorian calendar, which keeps us disconnected from the earth's natural flow and rhythm. This was really interesting. Amen is speaking to a false god. I'll just leave it at that. Go down a rabbit hole. Reach out to me. I'll have this conscious conversation with anybody, anytime. It's been very difficult to shift the ending of a prayer from amen to something different. I now choose so be it and so it is all the time. And then I finalize it with this is the way. And when I'm eating and sharing food with my partner, we take turns in prayer and expressing gratitude. And the person saying the prayer will say, so be it, so it is. And then the other person will seal the deal with this is the way. So it is. Yes. Would love to talk. Okay. What are we feeling and thinking? I've been preaching on an energetic clearing, grounding, and boundary setting. Keep preaching. Please, the world needs to know. The dreams have been very vivid lately, and I've spent a year regulating my nervous system. Amazing. This is so on time. Even the forgiveness piece. Thank you for this reminder. You're very welcome. Would love to know what essential oils I use for aura cleansing. Anything like thieves, on guard, tea tree oil, frankincense, the oil of truth, and also high vibration, high frequency, connects us to feminine, connects us to the divine father. Rose oil, if you can get your hands on it. I was blessed with oil from Egypt by one of my clients. I've purchased it from a company as well. It's quite expensive. So sometimes use the, like a roller ball. It's a little bit more affordable. It's the highest vibrational oil on the planet. Rose oil connects us with divine mother. Lavender is a really affordable, essential oil that has a high frequency, high price point, not high, low price point, high frequency, low price point. I will say, be careful who you purchase your essential oils from. Do not purchase them from any brick and mortar store. They are diluted, they are compromised. They will not be high vibration, high frequency. So make sure whatever it is that you're using is top notch. Also, just bathing in Epsom salts and pink Himalayan salt works really well. I could talk essential oils all day long as well. So I'm going to shift because I've got quite a bit more to cover here. There's been happening so much in my world lately. I've been calling out the bullshit and I'm standing firmly in my integrity. Tata's firmly held. Yes. Yes. Please more to that. I was also wondering about the recent dream intensity. Glad to see others are experiencing the same. Yes. And write down those dreams. These are messages from your spiritual support team. So write them down, write the messages down. My partner is an empath and a ruling number 9. I'm so excited for him to finally have all the cords cut from his narcissistic ex. Yes, I got a ways to go before that happens in my world, but I'm carrying it very, very well now, in that sense of like the narcissists that are still in my life. I'm like, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm done. And so I just don't play in that realm anymore. I don't play in that game. And it's so powerful. The reckoning has already started, as the court system is finally seeing, calling her out and holding her accountable. Love that. Absolutely love that. We're going to see more of that. I just told my partner that I feel like if I can interpret them, I would unleash some serious universe secrets. So that fits. Unleash them. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Rise from the shadows, lead with light. A new dawn is upon us. Those things that we've been learning and kind of learning in the shadows and holding kind of secret circles, gathering with a coven and speaking behind closed doors. That era is over. People are waking up. People want to have these conscious conversations. People need support, mentors, and guides to help them walk that path. And so now's the time to let our freak flags fly. Like those things that we've been hiding for so long, take that mask off. Share every single time. And I cannot stress this enough. Myself and my clients that I coach and encourage to do this. Every single time I feel really uncomfortable, I'm fearful, worried, hesitant about this new thing that I want to say, that's an invitation. So I sit with it. And every single time I share it, my community loves it. For example, now is the time for me to unleash my dirty side, for lack of a better way to describe it. I can be straight up, blunt, to the point, make fun of people. Like I use humor in everything that I do, but with love. And I'm a sexual being. I love that I know that there's more than one orgasm now and that I'm not broken and I can do it myself and other people can do it for me. And the more I share that with people, the more they love that. I showed up in my community and I said, and I quote, if you're winging it, you're wanking it. Period. Full stop. If you don't have a plan, you're winging it and you're wanking it. And I was so worried. A couple people left, and that's okay. They're not my soulmate clients. But now I have people showing up in my world, and I'll do a check-in and they'll say, you know what, Anne-Marie, I've been winging it. So you know what that means? I've also been wanking it. I'm like, we're at least having fun when you're wanking it. What does that look like, right? It reminds me of a reel that I saw the other day where it's like ways to regulate your nervous system and like access higher levels of light. And it's like cold plunge, meditation, breath work. And then it, shifts to another character and it's like a nap and a wank. I absolutely love it. Um, yes, I'm bringing more of my humor into my business too. The world needs it. Okay. The 9 energy can be so fucking serious. And again, I know this. This is me. So serious. This is me being serious. This is me being serious. And I like have to make fun of myself at so serious I can get sometimes. But the 9 energy loves pleasure, loves play, loves lightheartedness. This is like the flip side of it. So bring in humor. Bring in humor to your clients. Share with your clients what it looks like to make fun of themselves with love. We do this all the time in my house. Like last night, we were watching a TV show. It's a ridiculous TV show, totally all about drama, toxic relationships. And I'm fucking crying. I'm crying because somebody died, 2 people died, and their horses were going up for auction. I was crying for the horses that they didn't have their people anymore. And I looked over at my partner and I said, can we just make fun of me right now? I'm like, look at me. I'm a mess because of these horses on TV. Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I believe that Kevin Costner needs to take responsibility for Yellowstone sucking because he left. 2, 3, 4, as I said, that's ascension energy. Right? Um, Okay, so let's dive into the soulful strategies for business. I recognize that some people have to go. Again, myself and my team will make sure that we get this out to you as soon as possible. It will be within 24 hours so you can catch the rest of this and watch it over and over and over again as you see fit. Yes. Okay, so business. What are some of the soulful strategies and predictions that are coming through in 2025? We need more silly and pleasure and play. Yes. And this is a yes in your business as well. Yes. Okay. Number 1, hyper personalized experiences. So deep, tailored interactions, first and foremost. So again, the 9 has walked the path of all the other numbers. This is about giving people access to your higher level wisdom. I believe that these higher personalized experiences, the ones that we're tailoring for each person that are very bespoke, that's when we get to choose a higher price point. So I have many people showing up asking me if I would go on stage again, if I would show up, if I would teach their corporation, if I would hang out with their groups of people. Some are local, some are far away. Yes, yes, yes. I am so ready for all of that, but it's also going to cost you. I am no longer showing up and doing those things for free because that requires a lot of time and energy on my part and for my team. But people will want it. So when you're looking at your strategy for 2025, ask yourself, where are there opportunities for those people that want access to you personally? And what's your price points? Does that look like a VIP day or an afternoon? Does this look like, a weekend personalized retreat? And then what are the higher price points that you're offering for these higher personalized experiences? Again, connection. People are going to crave it. They're awakening. They're seeing things from a whole different light. They're casting a vision. They're going to have these big ideas and have no idea how they're going to map that out step by step. And so they're going to want access to you. This is happening in the immersion. A couple of the people that I met in the last few weeks, some's coming up this week as well. In an hour, I've been able to support them to map out their entire content for 12 months in 2025, which is also all the themes for their membership, which is also the skeleton of their course that they're going to be offering, which is going to be evergreen, which I'll talk about that in a moment as well. Number 2, a soulful strategy. And one of the predictions that people will want and what's going to be on the rise in business in 2025 is community-centric marketing, as in authentic communities instead of these one-off experiences. So this is what I mean by this. Yes, hyper-personalized experiences, deep tailored interactions, but it's not one and done, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's, okay, let's hang out. Let's go for coffee talk after, go have brunch together. Instead of just like cutting the cords and ending that relationship, this is when we want to invite people into our world to carry on building those relationships, nourishing and nurturing what we have built as a foundation. Okay. This means membership models are still on the rise. It is still and always will be in my world. If you work with me, you know this. I'm all for community. I am all for memberships. I heard another business coach tell somebody memberships are too much work. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, please tell me you don't work with that person anymore. Because if you're working with your soulmate clients, it's not hard work. If you're showing up consistently, because it's commitment plus structure plus energetics, which are going to equal your desired outcome. If you're not committed to your business and to your soulmate clients, how do you expect them to be committed to you? And a membership solves that problem every single month in the collective, the first Wednesday every month. And I started this 3 years ago. Sometimes 2 people have showed up to these meetings. Now I have 38 people. Is there an opportunity for it to grow still? Yes, absolutely. But I love every single moment of it. Once a month, at the beginning of the month, the first Wednesday, we show up, we talk about the energetics. This is what happened last month. How y'all doing? How's everybody feeling because of that? What's coming down the pipe for us next month? And then how are we going to create a strategy to align with that? It's brilliant and it's beautiful. And I do believe that all of us should be offering something on a consistent basis. So the membership models, which tie into that community-centric marketing. In terms of also that community-centric marketing, I believe podcasting and podcast guesting is still one of the best ways that we can market ourselves in 2025. When we are partnering with somebody else, and I've learned my lesson the hard way, we want to make sure that that podcast is advertising that episode. So they're sharing it with their community on their channels, specifically their email list and all their social media platforms. But more importantly, they're providing you with all of that information so you can share it as well. One of the best ways that I have called new people into my world is through podcast guesting. But more importantly is when that podcast host shares something on Instagram and creates a collaborative post, which I accept. That gives me the opportunity to see everybody who's listened to the podcast and gives me access to them. So I get to hop on and say, thank you so much for listening. What was one of your favorite takeaways from the call? And then pulling that into a private conversation to see how I can support them in growing and scaling their business through numerology. 4. I've already shared 3. Hyper-personalized experiences, community-centric marketing, membership models, short form videos, short-term videos. As I'm speaking to you, I've got my phone right there recording everything from the side view. This is the first time I'm doing it. Hopefully I've done a really good job. Then I'm going to pop this into a platform called Opus, which is going to support me to create smaller segments. Then I'm going to use a platform, what's it called that I use? It's like an Instagram reel thing. And it transcribes it. So that way the words are on the video. I can't remember it right now. If anybody knows, pop it in the chat for other people. Opus might do this as well, do the transcribing. And this is about popping that into an Instagram chat and popping it into a YouTube short video. And now Facebook is even open to short videos, as you'll see. So taking long pieces of content and chopping it down into short form video, because honestly, people's attention span is still very limited, which is difficult for somebody like myself because I love sharing my insights. I love sharing wisdom. Again, this is a channeled event. There's a lot of information that I've prepped and prepared, but in order for me to really dial into a large spiritual support team, is about giving it the time that it needs. So there's going to be lots of people. My best guess is I'll hit at least 300 this year with your support. We'll see this long form video, but imagine how many more people I can reach by taking this 2-hour video and chopping it into 1 minute, 90-second segments and continuously sharing these beautiful insights all year. So take that long form and bringing it into short form video. Micro courses. So we've talked about lots of big things. Again, whenever you've created something really big, take an aspect of it and offer it as a micro course. The Numerology of Business immersion has been in place for, well, the first version of it launched in 2018 after Mexico, and it was called the Desire Map for Business. So we've been rocking and rolling for 6-7 years now. And when numerology came online, it was because people were showing up in that course, and I would start to give them insights into their numerological chart, into their energetic code, into the universal energies. And they were the ones asking me, Anne-Marie, how do I learn this? How do I figure this out? Okay, I'm going to integrate this. So now that I've fully integrated it, I've recognized that some people, they just want to understand the spirit of their business. They're not ready to do the whole Soulful strategy quite yet. So I took that aspect of the immersion and offered it as a standalone on-demand course called The Spirit of Your Business. Now, coming back to the hyper-personalized experiences, I'm like, Anne-Marie, how are you going to sell this on-demand evergreen course when everybody that comes into your world, they want to borrow your energy. They want to be in your energy, which I absolutely love. But how do I honor this 9 energy and the 9 that's in my energetic code and not give too much of myself away? Because Spirit of Your Business used to be a VIP, intense, 1-day class, course, connection. I can't add more one-to-ones. It's not possible in order for me to reach my 10-time vision. And then I had this big aha moment. If more people want to understand their personal energetic code, why don't I have 2 connections every month in the collective? I'm not going to charge people more, but at the beginning of the month, at the middle of the month, the beginning of the month will be the universal energy. The second call per month will be about their energetic code. And it's like this little teeny tiny mini mastermind where people can show up and say, hey, I figured out that I'm a really number 7. What does this mean? Can you help me craft my offers that my soulmate clients are going to love because of it? Yes, I can do that. So now anytime people purchase the on-demand Spirit of Your Business, they will get access to the collective for free. That will be included. See how I'm like mashing all of these things up to have these big ahas. And again, I'm calling my energy back to me. I'm calling my power back. I'm giving away a lot more, but it's not costing me more time, energy, or money. Makes sense? I know it makes sense. Feels so good, right? I told you I'm good at strategy. Okay. 6, scalable passive income evergreen offers, just like I shared with the Spirit of Your Business. So taking something that you have and offering it as an on-demand self-study. There is a numerologist that came into my world after I created the Numerology of Business. She's the only other numerologist that I know that focuses on business with spiritual entrepreneurs. And I hopped into one of her courses, and everything is on Telegram and Spotify. It's like, what? She's not even paying for Kajabi. She's not even in Mighty Networks. She's got these 2 low to no overhead platforms. No wonder she's a 7-figure business earner living in the Cayman Islands. Like, I'm borrowing her energy. This is who she's going to be my mentor in 2025. And what's been amazing working with her is it's just boosted my confidence, because many of the things that she's doing, I'm already doing, and I was doing that and integrating it before she even came online into my world. So I love it. So scalable passive income evergreen offers. This also includes, again, those micro courses. So yes, there's these big high ticket items that are personalized, deeply tailored interactions, but what are these micro courses, micro offers that are scalable, passive, evergreen, that are a lower price point, that are going to be easily used as lead gen to get new people into your world? So you're showing up maybe on a podcast, again, as a guest. Hey, Anne-Marie, how can people connect with you? Well, you can go to my website, annemariemckenzie.com. I own all of the misspellings of my name, so I'll take you there if you want to see what I'm about and how we can work together. But more importantly, I'd love for you to follow me on Instagram. This is a great strategy. I'd love for you to follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. If you're interested in figuring out how to attract your soulmate clients, just type clients. And I've got a funnel system in the background that will immediately give them that freebie or that low price point ticket offer. Okay. Scalable passive income evergreen. 7, I know you might not want to hear this, but leveraging AI. I was definitely opposed to this for a very long time. And now it is like a VA in my business. I use ChatGPT to support me in brainstorming, to support me in understanding how to speak to my soulmate clients, because now it knows my soulmate clients just as well as I do. And again, this is about buying back our time. This is about calling our energy back to us. This is about gifting myself the opportunity to practice the sacred pause, to rest, to nourish myself. And so that means saying yes to something that's going to deeply help me in my business. Now, I don't use ChatGPT necessarily word for word. I'm not saying like create something, copy, paste it, make it your own. It has to be coming from your heart. Again, if it's not authentic and it's not vulnerable, which is a part of what's happening in 2025, is not going to resonate or land, but use it as your personal assistant. And there's a lot of things that I'm teaching my clients to do in their business as well, to use AI to support it. I was not for AI initially, but I've been having so much fun playing and creating using it. Yes. I was totally against it. I was like, oh no, this is like the Terminator all over again. Yes, I call mine Simon. It feels like my assistant too. So dial into it, leverage it. It's not about using it to take away, again, your creativity, your authenticity, or your brilliance at all, but it is about supporting you. So for example, you could pop in there, hey, ChatGPT, these are my big goals, dreams, ideas for 2025. What would you suggest that I do to make these things happen while nourishing my nervous system? See what happens, see what pops up. And you're like, whoa, that's a great idea. I never thought of that. Or duh, that's so simple. Why didn't I think of that? Or yes, it's validating. Use it. Quality over quantity along those lines. So this is about brand authority, again, authenticity. And 2025 is an opportunity for you to rebrand your voice, speak your truth more, be more vulnerable. People want to hear your story. People want to know why you do what it is that you do. And it's more than just why you do what you do. It's about understanding that story and using it as a conversion story. Sharing deep from the depths of your heart, sharing from that high level vision, so people truly understand you and feel what it is that you're saying and connect to you and know without a shadow of a doubt that you are the one that's going to help them, that you are the one that's going to support them, to be a guide, to be a mentor, not fix or do things for them unless you're doing done for you services, but you're going to empower them to gain clarity, to gain confidence, to see their own value and their own worth, to go out there and start living their full potential as well. Quality over quantity. More importantly, rather than pumping out 3 times a day, focus on the quality that you're creating. And I'm a huge believer, again, in creating that long form content and taking those pieces and turning it into 8 to 12 small pieces of content. It's a brilliant and beautiful way to still stay connected with people, but in different levels, right? Long form, short form. Another thing that is predicted for 2025 is this opportunity to diverse platforms. So one of the things that we do in my world when we look at how we're going to attract our soulmate clients is we anchor into the social media platforms that we love to spend time with, that we love spending time in. When we look at the social media platforms that we like to play, that's where our soulmate clients are going to be. If somebody's curious about LinkedIn, you play in LinkedIn, it's no fun, then don't hang out in LinkedIn. But don't hesitate to try new platforms, or don't hesitate to really anchor into the one platform that you love playing in and maximizing its potential. So maybe you're somebody that loves Instagram, but you're not showing up on video. Start showing up on video. Maybe you love Instagram, but it takes forever to create reels. Learn how to create something potent and powerful in a short amount of time. Pop into those stories 3 times a day. 3 stories should all be rolling all the time. And I'm not saying work all the time, but pre-schedule things or have your team schedule those things. Diversify platforms. Podcast. Pop that podcast into your podcast platforms. Also post it on YouTube, for example. Pop it into Opus, short form content. Then it goes into YouTube Shorts. Then it goes into Instagram Reels. Then it goes into Facebook Reels. Okay. Heart conscious thought leadership. This is number 10 and maybe should have been number 1. This is all about transformational growth, building better leaders, and being of service. This is going to be huge in 2025. Companies and organizations are so interested now in investing in their people because they recognize how much time and energy and effort it takes to call in a brand new employee. So they're focusing on heart conscious leadership and how they can support them to become a better leader and their transformational growth. They're interested in investing in their people so that way they can keep them. That way they can support them to rise. Shed, audit, declutter. The word here for number 11, soulful strategy and prediction in business, is simplify, simplify, simplify. Don't overcomplicate things. Too many offers, too many opportunities to gain access to you just confuses your clients that you're calling in. Keep it simple. Create one funnel, start with that. Create that email sequence and use that as a foundation for every single next level thing that you create. And last, but certainly not least, energetics before strategy. Always, absolutely always. Your strategy will not work. You can plan until you're blue in the face. It's not going to work unless you're dialed into the energetics. Again, what frequency, what vibration are you putting out there? Remember that the intelligence of your heart is 5,000 times stronger than that of your mind. So we're taking that plan, that thought, that idea, and we're rooting it into our heart compass and our values. And we're tuning into that vibration and frequency. And then we're adding in another layer. What's the energy of this year? What's the energy of this month? What's the energy of today? How can I connect to that as well to be of service to humanity? And trust me, you will collapse timelines. There is a prediction last year, and it is true to a certain degree, that because of 2020, people no longer trust. Surprise, surprise. And now, in order for people to pay others to say, yes, here's my money, it takes 21 connections instead of 7. You get dialed into the energetics with your strategy, and I promise you that people will show up in your DMs saying, take my money. How can I work with you? Effortlessly. One podcast interview, one post. Okay, last but not least, almost there. I should have known it was going to be 2 hours. Thank you for all of you who are still here. Understand people who have to leave and watch the rest later. The heart conscious activity for 2025. Number one, tune into the frequency of 999. You can find this on Spotify. You can find this on YouTube. Check out Lincoln Jesser. He is like my number one artist in 2024 and will be beyond. He creates healing house music tuned into high vibrational frequency. All of the music that's on the radio, surprise, surprise, disconnects you from your natural rhythm and harmony. I let go of listening to the radio as well as regular TV and the news decades ago. Not allowed in my world anymore. Lincoln Jesser is a yes, but find that 999 hertz frequency. And then what I want you to do is sit in meditation, whatever that looks like, oils in the diffuser, light a candle, journal, pen. And I want you to write down all the certifications that you have, all the courses that you've ever done, all the books that you've ever read, all of the podcasts that you've listened to. And I want you to start to cultivate your worth. I want you to start to tune into your strengths, your gifts, everything that you've got, all of it that is going to support you to remembering how you are so valuable to the collective, how you're so valuable to humanity, and that you are meant to be of service. And also remind you that many people need you in their own personal awakening, that you have walked that path before. Build your worth. And I want you to take that list, and I also want you to share it with 10 people. This could be your family, your friends, loved ones, your partner, coworkers, people you've worked with in the past, and ask them what they feel your strengths are. And make sure that everything that they say is on your list. Clients as well, if I didn't say that. The essential oils to work with in 2025. I have chosen Copaiba, which is the oil of unveiling and connecting to the past. Siberian fir, which is the oil of perspective. Neroli, the oil of purpose. Blue lotus, the oil of potential. And lemon, the oil of focus. I think I need that one all the time. The crystals that I'm going to play with particularly are very common ones. Obsidian, tourmaline, again, to protect, set those energetic boundaries. Maybe I would add tea tree oil into that list of essential oils, again, for protecting our energy and cleaning and cleansing it. Clear quartz for cleaning and cleansing and clearing. Rose quartz for accessing higher levels of love. And amethyst for spiritual connection. The archangel that we're going to want to tune into and onboard into our spiritual support team, if you haven't done so already, is Archangel Metatron. Metatron connects to 999 vibration, and he teaches us the spiritual powers that are within us that we are to contribute to for the greater good. So go down that rabbit hole of Archangel Metatron. And last but not least, the aligning thought for 2025. Remember, we want thoughts, feelings, inspired action to all be in energetic alignment in order to create our desired outcome. So if this is the year to rise from the shadows and lead with light, a new dawn is upon us. Here is the aligning thought to help you tune in, tap into everything that we've shared in the last couple of hours and the frequency of the universal 9 energy. I am a beacon of light. I accept the responsibility to shine as brightly as I can in times of darkness. So be it, and so it is. This is the way. We did it. That concludes the 2025 energy forecast. I want to hear from you. What really stood out for you? I know it was a lot in 2 hours, but I want to hear like number one big giant takeaway. Remember, if you're interested in working together, AnneMarieMcKenzie.com, all of the wrong ways to spell my name will still take you to my podcast, to my website. Quarterly readings are available. Q1 is open. They are limited. There is only 10 spots available. If you want one of those, you better hop on it. The year is coming up in December 17th. I will be sending an email giving you the nitty-gritty details. It's only $88. So we're going to take all of the insights from today's energy forecast and move it into a beautiful strategic plan, high level for the year, and then hone in on the first quarter. This is, again, going to support you to do the step-by-step intricate details of what it's going to take in order to make that vision come to life. The doors are open for the numerology of business immersion. If you're like, I'm ready to go all in, like my vision, my mission, my values, I want to know the spirit of my business, I want to create a soulful strategy in my business and start attracting soulmate clients, that is the opportunity for you. And if you are a high-level exec, a long-time spiritual entrepreneur and business owner, then the Numerology of Business Master Heart Mastermind is launching in 2025. And that just could be the thing that you are looking for. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Would love to continue to work with you. If there's opportunities out there, if you're listening to this and you're like, wow, I love Anne-Marie's vibe, I want to have her come in, I want her to speak at an event, at a retreat, to work in my office setting, reach out. I have those opportunities. The Soulful Planner, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, it is on its way. It has been very interesting working with that, watching my energy love that project and then not love it, and not love it and love it, and that whole flow of it. So what I have done this year is elevated the Soulful Planner into additional insights to the energy. So there's universal year, month, day energy, but there is also the astronumerology pieces, which today, for example, is a 9 of clubs, which I haven't even tapped into any of that. So I've added those pieces into the Soulful Planner, but I also started working with a graphic designer. In doing so, I took the creativity away from me. And that, in hindsight, wasn't that great because I don't know that platform. So it's been kind of delegating, giving those pieces, but it will be launched before the 17th, the digital. We have a postal strike here in Canada, so it's going to make it difficult for me to shift that into a book. So we might go back to just printing it on a quarterly basis, which will go really well actually with the workbook from the year. But it is coming. It has a beautiful cover, which if you see me online and you follow me, you'll see that I've been posting that already, and it's been really great. Thanks for that reminder. Now is the time as well. If you would like, we can open it up to Q&A. I've got some snacks here. I might have to have a bite to eat and another drink, but I'm happy to answer questions for another 10 minutes. But I do want to just pop into the chat and see what you guys are sharing. So much value, simply amazing, absolutely incredible. I'm also in the lighthouse and may go to a dark place to pause and give space and grace. Smooches to you, right back at you. The energetics was on point, and love the idea of having you help me navigate the energy forward. I love that too, Tammy. We're going to create some great things together. So much validation as well as good practical business actions. Love you. Day woman. This was phenomenal. Did I say that right? Thank you. Biggest takeaway was the alignment of your predictions. Good. I'm so glad to hear that, Tammy. Wow. Number 1 is tucking my energy and showing others how to do the same. Thank you again for showing up for all of us. I can't wait for a personal call this week. Got to work on the heart compass. Beautiful. Thank you, Anne-Marie. So good. I feel more excited going into this year and the possibilities that are available to me with this 9 energy. Beautiful. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for delivering so much value, as you do as well. Sending you so much love and hope to chat again soon. Mwah. We'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody. One more. I can't name just one thing. So many takeaways and feel so much in alignment. I love the energy. I started the cycle of leaving my ex-husband in 2017, and have grown so much during this cycle. Excited for this chapter to close and looking forward to what's coming for me. Oh, I love that. And I love all of you. Again, I cannot thank you enough for being here. So I'm going to open up the group chat. Do I want gallery? You're welcome to unmute yourself. You are welcome to go on camera. If you have any questions, I am here. Again, it's still being recorded. Except I still do have my profile pin, so I don't know if you will show up. But I'm open to stay on here and answer any questions if anybody still has some. Don't everybody unmute at once, please. Or you can pop your question in the chat and I will answer it if you don't want to speak. Oh, what was the name for the $88 offer for 2025? The year. Very simple. Numerology of business, the year. Energetics meet strategy. Yes, and that will be coming out to all of you with the replay as well. Okay. Great workbook, got everything planned. You're very welcome. Okay, lots of love. One more time, as a reminder, 2025 is the year that we rise from the shadows and lead with light. A new dawn is upon us. Remember, I'm kind of a big deal, and so are you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.